Hi everybody, hello and welcome to Moni's Inspired Creations. I am Moni and this is my channel. So go ahead and press that like button if you enjoy the video, comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able to. I like to definitely respond to everybody's comments. If you want to stay subscribed, please do subscribe and hit that bell button, the ding ding ding. That way you know exactly when I post a new video and then you can be ready for all my new notifications. Sorry I've been MIA like most of last week. It was the beginning of Mercury retrograde and all the emotions just kind of hit at once. There I was, minding my own business, and then come along Tuesday morning and I had no motivation to do absolutely anything for the rest of the week. Pretty much the whole week I just did what I had to do, and that was the bare minimum. Other than that, this last weekend I stayed home, I rested, I took well-needed relaxation at home. I drank a lot of water and I feel a little bit better now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you will probably have gone through that last week because, astrology. But seriously though, I'm sure a lot of you, I know a few of my friends were going through some shit last week and I know the energies were hitting them, so I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. Today, I am wearing a piece of pyrite, not gold, pyrite, and it's just to help balance my energies right now and to keep me grounded. So today, I'm going to start something new. It's going to be called Moni's Motivational Mondays. So in regards to last week being very unmotivated to do anything, today is going to be about motivation. So how do we stay motivated? How do we get ourselves out of bed in the morning and try things that are new or inspiring? I don't know. What do you like to do? Make a list of the things that you like to do when you're feeling down. Just start writing it out. Me personally, I like to play softball. I like to play catch. At the moment, I don't have anybody to play catch with. But if you know me and you know where I live, just, hit me up. We can go play some catch because that is a great way to let off some steam, let off some emotions that you really don't want stuck in that little energy. No, release it, right? So exercise. Exercise is a great way to stay motivated. Keep your body moving, keep the adrenaline being pumped through your body, getting the blood just flowing. For me, softball works, soccer too, it's okay, But softball for me, hitting that ball, if I'm angry, oh my gosh, throw me a pitch as hard and as fast as you can and let me swing for the fences. Let me just knock the shit out of the ball and I'll be great. I'll be like on top of my game if I'm pissed off. Little sidetrack, when I was playing softball on the regular, the best time I ever played is anytime I was pissed off. So before a game, my dad liked to say things that would piss me off because he knew I was going to play better and I was going to be like, ah! Or sometimes I would swing lefty and be like, ah! Yeah. I'd also pitch like really hard and fast those times too, but side note. Another thing that you can do to get your motivation back is take time to read. I know a lot of people don't like to read, or they're like, oh yeah, I used to read and then, school came along and we had to read these books I really didn't care about. Happens to the best of us, trust me. I used to love to read. I was literally reading a book a day, and by a book, I mean like a book a day, something this thick, 300, 400 pages I was reading in a day, constantly. And then it's like, as soon as I got into high school and they're like, here, read these books. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't want to read that crap. I know, literary, they're famous, blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to read it. I still don't want to read it. I went into college and they said, here, read this. And absolutely not, I didn't want to read it. I didn't. I had no interest, none whatsoever. So even being out of college, I've told myself, I'm going to read this book because I enjoy reading. I've read this this book before and I enjoyed it, and yet I'm still like, I don't want to read, but I love reading. I love taking my mind and becoming part of the book. I love escaping into that reality and becoming a character and having all these experiences like, oh my gosh, this happened and this is happening and this is gonna happen. I love that. I always have. But how do I get motivated to get back into that mindset, right? You know, that's something that was missing. So how? How can I get back to that if it's been gone for all these years? Well, as easy as it is to say, just open up the book and start reading. And that's what I've started to do over the last like 2 months. For a while there, you know, I've been reading this book series, The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. For any of you that know it, it's a series where these characters are called Nephilim. And there's angels and there's demons and there's vampires and werewolves and magic and runes and, you know, this awesome area, right? This like dimension. It's cool. I vibe with it. I totally vibe with it. You know, magic, 100%. Let's go. Fairies. Okay. Sign me up. Right? And when I originally read the book when they came out, mind you, I read the entire series. I've had the entire series since each of the books came out. And when they came out, I read every single book. There's 6 books. And there's like side series to it that I never bought those books. I never got them. But I have the main Mortal Instruments series. And then when they first came out, I read every single book. And I knew it was like, okay, I know I enjoy reading this. I know I have read it and reread it before, but guess what? I'm going to read it again because I need some motivation. I need to get back into the literary world so that I can focus on the things that I enjoy, so that I can get back into that writer's mindset and just flow. You know, for all you writers out there, does that not happen to you where you're just like, oh, writer's block, right? Where you're just stuck. You're like, ugh. Well, when I was writing my book back in like April, May, and June, things were flowing, and then they stopped. They stopped flowing, and I was like, why? And so I went back, and I deleted, and I added to it, and I scrapped, and I rewrote, and so now I'm just like, oh, I gotta look at it again. But it's been so long that I'm not in that same mindset, right? I've had so much happen to me since April, May, and June that I'm like, well, am I still the same person that I was back then? How am I going to write about this character if I'm completely different? I'm not in the same mindset, right? So I've had to go ahead and take myself out of the literary world for a while. And definitely in a hermit mode, you know, rest, relaxation, focusing on oneself. And now I'd like to get back into it. I'd like to continue to write. I love to write. Man, put a pen and paper in front of me and tell me, write about anything you choose. It's going to be a lovely story. Now, if you put a pen and paper in front of me and say, I want you to write about this specific and this specific and this specific, I'm going to look at you and say, I'm going to BS the entire thing. Because I have no interest in writing that. It's always been like that with me for like school projects and that. Yeah, okay, I can write, but don't keep me to one section. No thanks. It's not fun. Not at all. So here I am reading books from my childhood that I thoroughly enjoyed. And I'm doing that to help motivate me. So I read books 1 through 4 in a week, about 2 months ago. I read books 1 through 4 in like a week. Good, great. One after the other, bang, 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 bang. And I was on that roller coaster like, yeah, okay, we're going. You know, we're doing this. We're going to definitely get through these books. And then we're going to grab another book off the shelf. You know, like I have 3 bookshelves. 2 of which have a bunch of books on them, and then I haven't moved my other books to the 3rd bookshelf yet because I have to have to get them out of my storage, actually. But I have books that I want to reread that either I didn't get a chance to finish a series because by the time the last book came out, I was already, you know, doing other things for school or whatever. And, you know, through time, I just didn't either finish a series or I've forgotten it, or I liked the series and I'd like to reread it. Whatever it may be, I put the goal that I want to finish all of these books that I've either haven't read or I've read and want to reread, honestly, before this whole shelter in place is over. And that in itself is a hefty goal. You know, I have over 200 books, including college textbooks, which I would like to actually read, even though I don't need to, because when I was in college, I didn't actually read them. So I would actually like to read them just to be like, yes, I read it, I understand it, good, great, we're all good to go. Back to Mortal Instruments. Read the first 4 in a week, and then I had no motivation. Yep, I stopped. I got back into my head. I started getting stressed, actually, from my regular job at work. We had this like big project that we had to complete. My partner was on vacation, and so I had to complete most of it while he was out, and I was just like, how am I gonna get this done in like a week and a half? How is this possible? We have so many people and we have to do all these meetings. How is So I really focused on that, and then my reading, just by the time I was done with work, I'm like, tired. I want to go to bed. I want to relax. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to think. I just want to sleep, or I just want to just sit here. That happens too, where I just sit there and I don't do anything. You know, some people are like, oh yeah, when I'm sitting there, I have to be on my phone, or other people are like, oh yeah, you know, when I'm sitting there, I'm playing video games, whatever. No, not for me. Sometimes I just sit there. Like, I literally will just sit there and stare off into space because I don't want to do anything. I'm tired, but not tired enough to sleep. Yet I'm too awake, yet too tired to do anything, if that makes sense. So sometimes it's just like, sky, cat, stare at the wall, just think. So about, I want to say 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, I picked up the 5th book and I started reading that one. And within one day, I read most of the book. You know, I don't have that exact number on me, but say that the total number of pages is like 375 out of the book. Well, I read like 275 in the first night. And then I stopped. Mind you, if I had kept reading it that night, I would have finished it. 100% I would have. But I did stop reading at like 4 in the morning. And I can't exactly, you know, be all chipper for work if I'm staying up all night reading books. Which would be lovely. I would love to stay up all night, just get involved in the storyline and just page after page after page. I think that would be wonderful, and I would thoroughly enjoy it. Just don't make me have to go to work afterwards, because I'm going to be tired and I'm going to be exhausted and possibly cranky, and I'm sorry if I wind up taking it out on anybody. You know, I'm not trying to, but sometimes, you know, my crankiness is like, and it comes out. So anybody from work who's watching this, who's dealt with me being irritated, just know I probably didn't sleep well the night before. Don't take it personally. Same thing like I said in the last video. Mercury retrograde, see, blah, blah, blah. Don't take it personal, the things that I might say. I never mean harm to anybody. So if anything comes across, just come straight to me and be like, yo, what you said, not nice. Or, yo, what you said, I didn't like. Whatever. Just come talk to me. I'm cool with it. We can talk it out. I can explain to you I'm sorry, and we can move forward. Last night, I finished the 5th book. I picked it up. I said, you know what? Monica, it's time. You have nothing else to do. You haven't been doing it. You know, you haven't been doing the things that you need to be doing. You've just been sitting here like doing nothing this entire weekend. So if you're going to do nothing, let's do nothing by reading a book. Best decision ever. Okay, I finally sat down with it and finished the 5th book. I am now reading the 6th book. It's called City of Heavenly Fire. And I love the series. I really do. I think it's a great series and I highly recommend it. No, this video is not sponsored. This is just my personal feelings on the situation. If you need a book to read and you want to read like not just one book, like an entire series, definitely check out Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments. I think it's really good. And I think it'll like make you escape into that reality. Highly recommend. So back to motivation. You just kind of have to tell yourself to do it, you know, and you're going to get into this slump of not doing something. And it can be continuous. It can be for a couple days. It can be for a few months or even for a few years. It depends on the person, you know. I've known some people that have been in some slumps for quite a few years and they still haven't gotten out of it. So one day you're just gonna have to wake up and be like, do I like the life I'm living? Ask yourself that question. It's either gonna be a yes or a no. It's not gonna be a, I like this, but I don't like that. No. You're gonna have to ask yourself, do I like the life I'm living? Yes or no? If it's a yes, cool. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. Keep, you know, moving forward that same way. But if you don't like what you're doing, you're going to have to ask yourself another question. Hi, Luna. It's a Luna. She's my baby. Cattail. If you answer that question and it's a no, I don't like my life, then you're going to have to ask yourself, well, what don't you like about your life? Is it this or this? Are you exceeding in this areas or are you falling short in this areas? Once you start finding out the areas in your life that you're falling short, those areas are the areas that can be worked on and fixed. For me, this past couple months, my shortcoming has been the fact that I wanted so much to read these books and I have not. So when I finally told myself, you know what, enough is enough, I'm going to read it, I'm reading it. And I finished the book within actually a couple hours and moved on to the next book that I just, you know. So as soon as you give yourself that motivation, you're going to continue to move forward no matter what it is. So even right now, let you in on a little secret, even right now, I am slightly in the same mood as I was last week. But I actually got off the phone with one of my best friends, Joe, and shout out to Joe. And he kind of helped me get back to the mood of being myself. You know, last week I was really down. I wasn't feeling like me. You know, I started to get depressed and in this like mood, you know. And it's a mood that I have known quite well over the years. And even though I'm slightly in that mood now, I did get up. I did turn on the camera. I did get in front of the camera and in being my true self. This is me. There is nothing fake about this at all. This is who I am. Did it take some motivation to get to this point? Even though I wasn't feeling it, even though I was like, oh, I'd rather be in bed, I'd rather be sleeping. Yeah, I was going through kind of that. But you know what? I still got up out of bed and I'm still in front of the camera because it's something I need to do. Not just for all of you that are following me, but for myself too. Because this channel is to help me heal through my stuff and to also help others that are willing to listen. So if you're out there and you're listening, just know that it gets better. Every day is a new day. Every day is something different. So if you're out there struggling with depression or negative thoughts or just any sort of irritation whatsoever, just know that there is always somebody that can help. There's always an ear you can turn to, always a shoulder you can cry on, because you are not alone. You have never been alone. There are people out there that love you and who will always love and care for you. You just need to believe that. You need to believe in yourself and know that you're not alone. And I know that sometimes the world can feel like it's literally crashing down on you. Trust me, I have been the lowest of the low before. The world can literally feel like you are the only one in it, and nobody is hearing you, nobody is listening. But all you have to do is open your mouth and speak, because there will be someone. And it might not be someone that you normally would talk to, but there will be someone there that will listen. Shoot, if you need to, send me a DM and I will talk to you. I will listen to you. If you need to call me up on the phone and talk to me about something that is bothering you, I will be there for you. Just let me know. Because I know what it feels like to be at the bottom. I know what it feels like to feel like there's nothing else that can help you move on. That no matter what you do, you're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. I know that feeling. I know the feeling of where you want to just end it all. So I'm telling you now, tomorrow is worth it. The day after that is worth it. Because guess what? You're worth it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on the video. And welcome to Moni's Motivational Mondays. Bye.